Hello, UKians. Would you like to join Europa's very unique union? Why, yes. I do not see any harm in that acquisition. Yay, EU! Screams Wales. Father, it appears that Wales is happy. What? I'd formally like to exit the EU. Hey, I see you have a slut open and I would oof yourself. A very basic summary of what's been going on in the European Union as of the last couple years. Which, by the way, if you want your own EU ball, he's here. Check out makeship.com, please. Making Wales happy is just a step too far for the United Kingdom. The last thing they need is to encourage the Welsh to make more town names like this. I guess that also explains why the British Union Jack flag doesn't include Wales. They truly are the forgotten child. To be fair, the only kingdom that was overwhelmingly remain in the EU was Scotland, though. A lot of Wales was voting for Brexit. Wales being happy? Nah. Ban China. I despise China. Ban Japan. I despise Japan. Ban the, I despise the, ban the Americans. I despise the Americans. Ban the Russians. I despise the Russians. Ban the Ukrainians. I despise the Ukrainians. Dea's faults. I despise the Palestinians. Allah Akbar. I despise the Israelis. I freaking hate myself. Average day in Filipino politics, I guess. I've heard this before, but not necessarily despising people. More like they just want to be everyone's friend. This is just a really good comic because of the flag additions to it all. Of course, to make a China upset, they're going to use an old World War II Japan flag. To make Japan upset, they're going to use a Chinese flag. This is a small reference to how there really is a Filipino flag with 3 Ks on it. Gotta be careful the way I phrase that. It does not, in fact, have anything to do with the way the US would see this. They made the Philippines with a BLM sign. Obviously, the no German flag with the Russians. Soviet Union flag with the Ukrainians. I think we're just talking about the Crusades here. And yeah, the opposite. Okay. I've heard many times, unfortunately, it comes down to Filipino geography, or just kind of a combination of their placement on the map as well as their history and all the different cultures and languages. We're talking about a country that pretty much has no neighbors. No neighbors that have really the same history, either colonized by the Spanish, then eventually becoming an American colony. Then inside it itself, you have all these different languages and cultures and religions. Pinoy pride, but they really should have more friends. 1942, 1943, and 1944 said, I am Lou's most tight critical battle, only one thing left to do. Blech. I'm convinced these guys don't even want to win, and that appears to be the case. Imagine all your soldiers just oofing themselves because they have shame, or seppuku, basically. I guess that's an unfortunate consequence of their, like, extreme pride. I wonder how many soldiers and generals and so on they would have had if they didn't just off themselves. Numbers are definitely in the thousands or tens of thousands. Gotta think it probably would have been more useful if they didn't do that. They probably were still going to lose World War II anyways. But Euro 2024. This is Group B. You're nothing just because you won a World Cup. Why don't you just surrender to me? I deserve this cup more than. Very happy to play with you guys, says Albania in the corner. Meanwhile, Euro 2024 Group A. If you give me victory, I give you Euro money. Euro money? That is corruption, and that is my money, says Germany. I think I brought the wrong ball, lads, says Scotland. Oh, nice try with the football there. Euro 2024 Group E. Okay, I know you're having a really bad time, but haven't you considered that really wanting win? I will win this year. I swear I always get top stats. Nobody cares about stats. I'm assuming this is Romania. I thought it was Belgium at first. Euro 2024 Group C. It's coming up. England, if you're gonna do diddly poop this year, you're gonna install dang law. And it's gonna be for real this time. Yeah, England's been going absolutely nuts. So we're talking about the different groupings this year for the European Championship. There's actually a lot more groups that we still didn't cover. Honestly, all the memes that I've reviewed over the years has gotten me really into soccer or football. There's like a literal mini world war that plays out every single time y'all play each other. Kind of makes me wish that I played soccer. I don't know how to play at all. Definitely that Euro 2024 Group B looks crazy. And then there's cute little Albania. British heat wave 26 degrees Celsius or 79 degrees Fahrenheit. This is embarrassing. Meanwhile, in the outback, 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Lovely day today, says the Aussies. Finally, center of a dwarf star, we have 100,000 degrees Celsius or 180,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Should have brought my jacket today. The way different countries experience their heat waves. Every year it seems the Brits get made fun of because of their own heat waves and how, well, it doesn't really compare to some of their previous colonies. Obviously the Australian outback is extremely hot, and then there's definitely parts of India that basically are the center of a dwarf star. It's pretty hot over there as well in South Asia. It's funny though, when you roll reverse, at least when it comes to the Australians, they don't do the cold very easily. At least compared to that to the Canadians. I think at the very least the Scandinavians would definitely agree with the British here. That's a little bit too hot for them. Introducing the world's #1 traditional cuisine contest. First place goes to... #1 should be Italy food. #1 is Korean food. India's best food. Give me opium. Curry! Mamma mia. Repeat opium 180 times. I am happy to be #1. It was worth all the effort I have put in so far. Nah, it isn't you actually. What? But curry is my dish. John is not your actual dish. First place actually goes to Japan. Boku? Wait, huh? Whoa, didn't think World War III would start between Japan and India. I have actually heard Japanese curry is extremely popular and good. Thai curry is also good. Japanese curry is sweet gravy. Not only has Britain stolen the curry, but Japan has as well. I guess in a way, India knows what like Italy feels like. Everyone makes their own version of Italian food around the world. Hello, Belarus. Me build big nuclear plant right on our borders, okay? This will be very good for me. Trust me, nothing could go wrongings. Hi, Belarus. Sorry, I'm for Chernobyl. Was big accident disaster all because me forgot maintenance. Oops, but it's okay. Winds blow the radiation away from Kyiv, so there wasn't a big problem for me. Would it be a problem to send a frick ton of troops for the invasion of Ukraine right through your clay? What? This is ridiculous. Don't let them do that, Belarus. 2 seconds later, they continue with no problem. They're just gonna stare at these butterflies while Russian tanks move through their lands. Belarus! This first country ball was not the Soviet Union. This is the Ukrainian Soviet state at the time, or I guess I should say the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. It is kind of a funny way to explain why Belarus has gone through this villain arc. They do probably have a little bit of a rivalry. Definitely an interesting way to put it there. La la la, life is good. Ukrainian, no German. Where you think you're going? Oh, you big confused. I not be Ukrainian. I be, this word, Dalmatia, Article 5b. Oh, of course, that's Poland saying that. Essentially, this is exactly what happened during the Ukrainian invasion. Well, some people are still distracted over here, but now basically the entire world, specifically NATO, is really watching Russia. I mean, they were definitely kind of watching them before, but now it's at like a whole nother level. Portugal, Spain, and Italy grouped together like this. Why is Hungary, Bulgaria, and Romania stacked? Czechoslovakia! Oh, look at the cute mascara that France has on for whatever reason. All the Nordics here, for some reason, well, they're sleeping. Albania got their bunkers ready. The lowland countries, of course, all sitting on top of Luxembourg. Germany ready for World War III. Yeah, they probably shouldn't have done that if they weren't trying to get all that attention. Dalmatia was a reference to this region in Croatia, which essentially has the exact same flag as Ukraine. See this small strip of coast along the Adriatic Sea? I'm guessing this is probably the US that was confused. Usually the ones to misidentify countries, but oh no, I'm sorry. This is Russia trying to invade what they think is Ukraine. That was actually Croatia that just got bonked, and that's why they're dead over here. Meanwhile, actual Ukraine is okay. I almost missed all that whole thing. Flag jokes in the Country Ball universe, they're still so good. Luxembourg, what be the people from your country called? They named Luxembourgers. Burgers, says the Americans. America, what in the fuck? Burger. This is just creepy. Is this some sort of vor thing? Luxembourg into this? Somebody's into this, and I don't want to think about it. I was literally about to say this next. Hamburg, you better run for your life. When the Americans find out about the city named Hamburg, Germany, it's over. Reminds me of the literal McDonald's college called Hamburger University. Man, I wish I went there. Their acceptance rate is just so low. To be honest, I forgot for a second that they're called Luxembourgers. Taiwan's cooking lessons. Ooh. Today we're gonna teach everyone how to cook fish and chips, along with their bubble tea right here. First, wear leather jacket. Put potatoes in sea. Whisper the magic words. Taiwan is a country. Meanwhile, China throws a stick of dynamite. Profit. Literally that easy, along with the British plate as well. Man, Taiwan really doesn't have to try that hard for this cuisine. They pretty much have never-ending food over there, I guess. The fish already comes in the ocean. All they need is the potatoes, and then bam, the PRC literally cooks it all for them. You really get mad once you say Taiwan's a country. Those poor fish, though, along the Taiwan Strait, you gotta feel for them. So it was the middle of the night when someone knocked on the door and go answer to expect neighbor. But when I opened it, it was no neighbor. It was a monster. It was a disgusting parody of my own self. It speaked ugly language and was covered in red gore. And then my dream ended. Was many scares? What do, doctor? Well, important to remember, was only dream, not real. Okay, responds Sweden. I'll prescribe medicines for better sleeps. Got it? Thank you, doctor. Meanwhile, someone's watching. Oh no, it's the monster from the dream. Joke here is that when Sweden has a nightmare, they actually are visualizing just a Danish monster. Nothing more horrifying than a parody of oneself that speaks a weird language and is covered in blood, just like the Swedish ball. It's just all red. Funny too, because technically they are your neighbor as well. Doesn't get worse for old Sweden right here. The fierce rivalry lives on. To my patrons this month, thank you. Lucas, the Canadian Goose from Avoca. ZaneyBoi, Sarsath. I cannot sleep without douche. Amateur Archaeology. aPhatNarwhal. Connor, Pavlik. Fredrik Tibblin, KansasWasMentioned. JohnDenver, KingBearHaze. Lucas, Prentice. LuxembourgLover. And the Tambre 760.